Hello, hello. I have my tea. Ads are running on Twitch. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop in and get this going because we're gonna be running around and just doing whatever anyway. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, I didn't post to Blue Sky. I just realized. Oopsies. Let me fix that. How are we doing today on this lovely Sunday? Da 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 da. Molly's stream selfie. There we go. Sorted. We did it. We got there. Good lord, I saw a movement out of the corner of my eye and it freaked me out. It's just the wind. It's just the wind! Anywho. Let's go do our shenanigans. So yeah, I've not logged on in like days. When I logged on, I was in the cosmic area and I immediately like teleported out in case there was something visually that I, you know, was gonna get spoiled on, because I didn't get to be there for the end, for the finish of the end. And I was genuinely really, I don't know, I felt really sad. Like I didn't think it would be finished that quickly. I was on there all day. You know, people were like, "Ooh, don't finish without us," and all of that, and I was like, we got plenty of time. I figured I'd log on after my stream and I'd get to be part of all that. But, no, while I was in the middle of doing the stream, it finished. And I didn't get to be a part of it. And I was like, damn, how did I manage that? Like, how? No one said anything. You know, I missed out on any messages. I didn't get the notification on my phone. Because I thought I had my companion app set up to notify me of when the big stuff was happening, but no. Yeah, but I don't get notifications, Manny. I would have needed to be added. Because I was you know, in a different Discord channel entirely. Discord entirely. You were in the middle of a collab stream. Yeah, I was not looking at my Discord. I would have needed to see a pop-up, to be informed. Pinging you at the moment would have been rude. I don't know. With how badly I wanted to be a part of it, I think I would have been fine with it. Like, I didn't get to be a part of Ishgardian Restoration, and all the stories I've heard about that over the years sounded genuinely like, oh, so exciting to come together as a community and finish this, and it felt like a big deal. And, yeah. It's not really your fault or any, like, I need to stress that. It's not anybody's fault for not pinging me or anything. I didn't exactly make it that clear, I guess. I was genuinely reliant on getting a companion app notification that the Fate was starting, and I was literally willing to dip and get to be a part of it. But it be what it be. So yeah, I locked in really hard all week to progress it and try and get to be a part of it, and the wind just got knocked out of my sails the moment I log off to go prep for a stream. It happens while I'm yeah. And yeah, it's a sad thing for me, but I'm hopeful that next time there's some sort of something like Ishgardian Restoration and Cosmic Exploration. Hopefully that time I won't miss it. And, yeah. But yeah, I basically... I've been avoiding logging on purely because of how sad I felt about that, which sounds so stupid and whatever, but I was just like, damn. But now I'm at peace with it. And I'm just like, you know what? It happens. Sometimes it just don't work out, and that's okay. And next time I will have learned from this experience, and well, next time I hopefully won't miss it. This is a grim book. I hate it. What else do I need to do? I just did the cacpot. There's... Hopefully the next time around they invent some more fun fate mechanics for the upgrade events. I mean, yeah. It wasn't really about, oh, I have, I'm gonna have so much fun doing the fate mechanics. It was more of the communal aspect of finishing a server-wide, project together. That felt really special to me. And I'm really, really frustrated that the companion app literally lets you set up notifications for cosmic exploration, and for some reason they have not ever worked past the moon. I have not gotten a single cosmic exploration notification from the companion app since the moon. Which really, really upset me, because I feel like I probably wouldn't have missed out on so much if those had been working, because I was genuinely relying on them. But again, it be what it be, you know? What's done is done. All we can do is keep trucking along. Hey, Haley! Garlemald Restoration will be your time. Oh, Garlemald. Can Ishgard be at least more involved with that? Oh god, I still haven't finished this. What? Are you serious? Unfinished job quests? Oh, I know what it is. It's one of these mind-numbing ones, isn't it? I think I know what it is. Unfinished job quest. Yeah, I've been putting it off for... Yeah, it's that. I knew it. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. I've been putting this off for so long because I was just not interested. I no longer got any, like, abilities or anything from them, and I just genuinely stopped I think there's another one that I've not done as well, but I can't remember which one it was. We'll flip through them. Let's go ahead and just get this done real quick. Hold on. Oh, there's two. I imagine 68 and then 70. Oh my god. Okay, on second thought, we'll come back to this in a second. I want to get Frontline out of the way. I thought this would be a fast thing. Let's go with Gunbreaker. And we're gonna go to Limsa. Or not Limsa, excuse me. Ew, I hate teleporting via the teleport menu. It feels... Yo! Just logging in. No worries. We got a moment. Oh, I should eat an egg for good luck. But yeah, as you can see, I've been really locked in on cosmic exploration. I am... no joke. I discovered that it's actually quite nice. Hello? It's actually quite nice to, do other work on my laptop while I just hit buttons on the main computer over and over again. I am not used to this much space on my desk over here. Alright. Sick. Wait, forgot to be on Gunbreaker. Oh shit, okay, hold on. You can fix it. Oh no, don't be sorry about that. Like, it's such an easy thing to forget. And now I will finally do my retainers for the first time in 2 weeks. Not game related, but I recently drafted and made 2 tops. Mock-ups. They're made from, like, hold on. I want to actually show these because I'm quite proud. Am I gonna get through all of these retainers before it pops? This is crazy. Okay. Wow. Interesting. So, a while ago, I went to a really cool fabric market, and I found some fabric, and I'd come across a pattern that I really wanted to try making, which is just like these super simple, like, bloomers, right? Just really cute, right up my alley. The type of thing that you could just wear lounging around, or, you know, actually wear as like shorts, or, you know, wear underneath like dresses and things like that, that sort of thing. And I'd come across that pattern, went to Fabric Market, found some really nice fabric, and I had the good sense to buy a fair bit of it. Wasn't cheap, but I had the good sense at the time to get enough of the fabric to kind of, because I kind of went and I had a moment where I thought, oh, it would be really nice to make a matching set out of this, because I really like the idea of like a matching outfit. And there we go. I'll show it after Frontline. But I didn't have a camisole or like top pattern to really match it, or one that I liked, but I had a camisole top that I've had for like nearly a decade that I did like, and I sort of looked at it and went, I can probably take the measurements from this particular top and make something out of it. So I ended up like 2 days ago drafting and then digitally drafting by hand and then digitally drafting a pattern for said top. And then I happened to have some like practice canvas for corsetry that was soft enough to be used for this as well. And I made that camisole I made a camisole in like one sitting, and it turned out really good. Basically a mock-up. And I was like, awesome, I've got a pattern that works. I've figured out, you know, I have the pattern already printed out. This is great. I'm gonna have a matching bloomer camisole set, and I had the good sense to not try and cut fabric super late at night, because, you know, that's just a recipe for disaster. And I woke up the next morning, yesterday, and I had a moment of actually, hold. And, let me just make sure, there we go. I had a moment of, and it was essentially going around the front. It was essentially a moment of, I'm about to make something out of somewhat expensive fabric, and oh my god, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Oh my gosh, I'm getting sandwiched. That might have been a massacre. It might have been, yeah. Might not have been the wisest idea. Anyways, I had this moment of, I'm about to make something out of expensive fabric, and I don't know how much I'm gonna have left over, but, you know, and I can absolutely come up with loads of different projects out of it. I can make a hair bow, I can make this and that. Like, there's options. I have options. Yesterday morning I woke up and I went, how much wear am I going to get out of this camisole set? If I'm going to make something, should I maybe make something, a version that I am actually going to get a lot of wear out of? And by that I mean sleeves. So yesterday I spent quite a bit of time obsessing over how sleeves are constructed, because truthfully, I've always followed a pattern for sleeves, and I understand how to, you know, construct a sleeve from a pattern. but I've never drafted a sleeve from scratch. And so I did a lot of learning, and there's like a whole bunch of math to it. In the end, I ended up drafting a sleeve based off of several other tops I already have, and decided that I would figure out why the math works a certain way later on. And I also happen to have extremely cheap fabric that I got from a discount bin at a furniture upholstery fabric stall. And I went, yes, perfect. Let's practice what I want to make on this. And, I finished that top today, and it actually worked out a lot better than I thought it would, and it even looks a lot nicer than I thought it would. There was a lot of experimenting I did with this sleeve just for the sake of it, because I wanted to learn about it. But I like knew it wouldn't work in actuality. But for the most part, it turned out fine. I was very pleasantly surprised by the fact that I actually do understand pretty much without a guide or anything of how to attach sleeves and do that sort of thing. Because without writing instructions for myself, I took one look at all the pieces and went, yeah, these go together like this. I'm going to do this seam for that for this. Worked out. And yeah, I was really impressed with myself, I won't lie. Like, I understand how I need to change the pattern. I still don't understand the, like, mathematics that I kept seeing about, like, sleeve calculations. But I have decided I am going to learn about it. I think I might look up some... There's a post that I have saved from another, like, a seamstress about, like, drafting, and I might look up those books and note them down and get them, because I think I really do want to learn how to actually properly draft more. Like, the patterns that I made are very simple, truthfully, but the whole process wasn't as bad as I always thought it would be, and I'm actually really shocked by it with that knowledge. Drafting is a whole other process. Yeah! It's crazy because, like, it definitely, it scratches an itch in my brain in which I get to practice my spatial reasoning more. Because that's something, you know, I like that. I had to, like, you know, imagine what the whole thing looked like in my head. I've not been paying attention. And, yeah, it was kind of crazy because, like, with the pattern, I'm constantly looking back and forth, you know, trying to understand what the next step is describing to me. But since I made these pieces from scratch, I understood completely from start to finish, without writing down any instructions for myself, exactly how that garment was going to be constructed from the pieces. I could visualize the entire thing perfectly. Like, it was wild. I felt it was cool. It was really cool. Whoa. Somebody in our alliance called RoboCop. That's hilarious. Oh, there's a middle. We should maybe... Oh my god. Let's break that line of sight. That's awesome. Yeah! I have books I can recommend, but they're in metric. Metric is fine. I live in the Netherlands. I do not use Imperial system anymore. And I haven't for a very, very long time. In fact, I really, really hate, I don't sew with Imperial anyways. It's too inaccurate. Like, especially when you've got to get, like, really, really small with some of the measurements. That's what I've been saying, yeah. I have genuinely, even when I was in America, using inches was really a struggle because there's too much room for error. You have no idea how confused I was growing up. Before school, my parents and family taught me Imperial. What? My parents are both late 30s. They grew up on Imperial. Huh! You know, that's actually really interesting. Yo! 35 assists! Oh my gosh, Haley, you might not know about this. Or maybe your partner told you about this, I don't know. Frontline is really, really helpful to unlock because you get a lot of leveling XP when you do your frontline roulette, and as long as you queue with the class that you want to level, and then once you're in the instance in the like little starting zone, you can switch to the class that you actually want to play in PvP, and the XP from the frontline roulette goes to the class you queued with. So I queued with Gunbreaker, and now the bar is pretty much full. I'm like the tiniest bit away from level 96. It probably would have been better suited to some of these lower levels, but I really want my tanks to be leveled up. I'll definitely ask him about it. Yes. It's worth looking in and doing the frontline roulette. It does not... Obviously, you get a little bit more XP if you win, but it's, like, marginal. It's always worth suffering frontline. I don't consider it suffering. I do actually really like frontline. But it's decent XP. And you can play what you want, as long as you queue with what you want to level. What is the next? I keep missing Seal Rock. Oh my god, I'm never getting this achievement. Also fancy glams to unlock. Yeah, series milestones. So there's the, if you go to the PvP profile, you have this whole like series thing that has like emotes, framers kits, minions, glams, that sort of thing, and the currencies that you get can also unlock a lot of glamour and things there. Might do that on my EU account, just set up a boost. I'm working on leveling a new class. There's a lot of things that can help you like level the early levels really quickly as well. There's a lot. There's a lot you can do, and Frontline is technically one of them, but you do need to get the class up a bit. So there's a thing that you can go and get at the Hall of the Novice? Chat help? That is what that's called, right? It's been a while. Hall of Novice, the armor and ring that you get that helps you level. The really, really early leveling. Haley is just entered Endwalker, so she should absolutely be able to go and grab those. Hall of Novice, right outside Sastasha. So it is 100% also worth getting the boost ring from Hall of Novice. So you go to the Hall of Novice, and it basically does like a tutorial. There's a second ring you can now get to once you reach level 50. Yes, the ring is useless after level 30. Yeah, but she's got a lot of classes. she's new to the game. She's fairly new to the game. So these are like helpful things. You gotta these are things that will be useful. I'm hard leveling summoner so far. Yeah, which is what I did as well for a really long time, because it's very helpful to have a healer and a DPS at the same time. That was my starting class. So Hall of Novice basically walks you through a sort of tutorial-ish thing. And each step that you complete, you get given a piece of armor and eventually a ring that boosts your early leveling XP. The first one is like a massive boost to leveling under level 30. And the second one, as chat was talking about, which is under level 50, that will help a lot with those early levels. There's also a lot of other little nifty little things that you will have unlocked given that you're an Endwalker, that you have access to, that also help with leveling those classes when they're early on. So, and that's my fun fact of the day. Also, pre-ordering expansions tends to get you XP earrings that help as well. The big XP will be pre-ordering Evercold, yes. So each time you pre-order an expansion, you get... Where is mine? You get an earring. So because I started playing, oh goodness. Yeah. Right before Endwalker. So I pre-ordered Endwalker, and that was the earring that I got. This is 30% when level is 80 and below. And then this was the one for Dawn Trail Azima's earring. So when Evercold actually goes up for pre-order, they do actually give you things for pre-ordering that are actually very helpful. Normally, like, these days especially, I'm very much like pre-ordering. You can get the moon earring in a separate pack now. Yeah, there's ways to get these things. It's all very, very helpful. Helpful shenanigans. And then there's also society quests. I don't think you can physically own Final Fantasy XIV. You could at one point, and I know this because it was either Simon or Lewis talked to me about it when I was talking about playing Final Fantasy XIV, and they went, "Oh, we played that one at first game, blah blah blah," and I went, "Oh." Oof. I forgot how Limsa is. Back in my day, you had to install it from a circular disc. Do you know what that is, young Mousy? I could just hear them now. Can't sell it because it's free now. No, that's honestly, I would consider that a collector's thing. I would love to have a physical disc for Final Fantasy XIV that I could, like, frame. As crazy as that is. This game has come to mean so much to me that is genuinely something I think would appeal to a lot of people who also feel the same way. Oh, right! I was talking about my tops. Let me show you. I'll just go grab them as well. Let me show you the mock-ups I did for the pattern that I drafted myself. One of them is right there. Let me get the other one. So you will definitely recognize a bunch of stuff, a bunch of details that are similar to tops that I already have, and that's because I looked very closely at the tops that I already have and wear a lot of and like to wear a lot of, because if I'm gonna put in the time and money into like fabric and supplies, then I'm going to make things I will actually wear. So this was the camisole top that the first mock-up I drafted by hand, drafted digitally, cut out, sewed in one day, and it actually came out banging. I'm not gonna lie. The only complaint that I have is that the straps are just slightly, like, too long. I overcompensated, basically. And it's shockingly very comfortable because this cotton canvas, when washed, comes out very soft. So yeah, shockingly went really well. And then, like I said, I woke up yesterday morning and went, sleeves. And I don't know what this fabric is typically used for. It's very strange. It feels like fabric that you would have for some of those jackets from the early 90s to early 2000s, like those sort of like it was not quite umbrella fabric. Does that make sense? Anyways, this was the €3 fabric that I got to practice sleeves on. So you can see it's basically the same sort of top. The bottom is different slightly from the other one. It's basically the same thing but inverted. And the sleeves I drafted myself. The cuffs I sort of phoned in and just experimented with. And it actually turned out all right, shockingly. It's completely wearable. My only regret is the fact that I went, this is practice. I'll just use black thread. Because now that I've finished it and it's actually, like, really... It's actually alright. it's actually pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. And I've learned what mistakes I made with the sleeves, which are minor and easily fixable, and now I've just got to decide if I redraft the sleeves and then do another test top. Could you dye it to match the thread? I mean, I don't think this will dye well. I'm fairly certain this is some kind of furniture fabric that just happens to feel really soft, but also like jacket fabric. Kind of, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the lining that you would have inside of a coat. But just ever so slightly heavier than that while still being really light. I don't think this will dye well. I don't think it's worth doing that at all. Like, that's just far too much effort to go and do that with. So it's just fine as is. I tried it on with my usual get-up earlier with, like, a corset over top of it, and truthfully, it's like the most noticeable problem with it is the cuffs that, once again, I experimented with, and I still learned something from the process, so yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think the thing now is if I'm going to redraft the sleeve, and because of how expensive the actual fabric I want to make the top out of is, I will either have to see... I probably do have enough of that fabric to do another test top. The only issue is that I don't really want two of the same exact tops. Or, like, nearly the same exact tops. So I'll have to figure out what to do. I do have quite a bit of, like, fabric scrap. I may pull a bunch of that out and see if I have enough. The craziest thing about that top is that the sleeves have just about as much, like, one sleeve is about as much fabric as the whole top itself, like the main bodice. It's crazy. Sleeves, shockingly, crazy, I know, but sleeves actually have a fair bit of fabric to them, especially like poofy peasant top sleeves. So yeah, thanks for coming to my sewing TED Talk. Those are the things that I've been obsessing over quite a lot. I'm gonna go to Tuliolol, and then I'm gonna run to the restroom. So I'm gonna give you words on stream in just a second. My D&D Dungeon Master has actually put Winter Soldier style wake-up codes in me, I swear to God. I heard fair. That's funny. Okay, while you enjoy the smooth jazz of Tuliol, I'm gonna run to the restroom and then probably go do that leatherworking quest that I've been putting off, so I'm gonna go immediately from here back to Gridania. Amazing. I'll be right back. Ah! I was locked! God damn it. Ripperoni. Okay. I probably need to put a lot of this stuff away. That's fine for now. I need to go and do that leatherworking quest. Because I think I've put it off for way too long. Ooh. Don't want to accidentally turn that in. Okay. Oh! I just realized something. I keep getting this. I'm never getting this quest done. Just quickly. I didn't mean to click that. Either right tax office fax machine catches fire. Felicitous tokens. I always get at least one of these, and then 2 of these. And let's see how unlucky I am. Okay. How much is that worth? Just out of curiosity. Link it in the link shell. Not a huge amount IRRs. Okay. 190k! Oh, that's... I was looking for like several million. Oh, it's that! Okay. Right. Okay, now we go back to Gridania. That might be the first time I've not gotten thingamabobs and mobile stairs. Surely this time we finish it. Oh no, but wait! This is the moment. I'm finally gonna finish this quest that's mind-numbing. It's been years, literal years. I don't even remember the storyline, if I'm honest. Ah, number 72. Wait. Come to bask in the splendor of our Dalmel mount, I see. Dyslexia. Hell of a drug. Well, this is no time for gawping. Rather, it's time to resume our work. Is she calling me by a number? Pity we could not add a bear to our collection, but even alone, the Dalmel has garnered no small amount of attention. On more than one occasion, I've even seen people stopping to read the signboard I posted. I can't believe so many people are coming to see something I helped to create. The next mount will be even better. Outrageous! How dare this happen without my consent? So this is why everyone has been crowding about the Leather Workers Guild of late. What sort of sick, twisted joke is this? It's one of the hearers! What does he want with us? I assure you, sir, this is no joke. The mount was fashioned in an attempt to The elementals weep for this poor creature. How they cry out in anger. An affront to the 12s if ever there was. To ignore it is to invite the green wrath upon us all. You three, are you responsible for this? By order of the Conjurers Guild, I demand you take down this grotesquerie at once! Take it down, but all our hard work. I'm sorry, what? They really, I swear. Someday they've gotta address. They have to address. Having some serious quest start. Serious topic be discussed. And then... And then as the quest is accepted, this super jovial, like... It immediately takes me out. Something bad happens in Shadowbringer's sick guitar riff. Horrific things happen anytime. Ugh, the nerve of that man. It took every ounce of my being to hold my tongue. That close-minded fool. How can he not see the benefits of our work? The opportunities we offer Gridanians to learn about animals that live beyond the borders of the Twelveswood. And he dares call himself a hearer? How he abuses his position that he might do as he pleases. The sight of him is enough to make my skin crawl. Excuse me, I got a little carried away there. Though it pains me to concede to such swine, we cannot deny the will of the elementals. I have no doubt one of your talents could quickly resolve the situation, but this requires a more civilized approach. Indeed, we must settle this in a manner as befitting the naturalists. The Leatherworkers Guild is certain to have dealt with similar opposition in the past. Number 72. Go and speak with Jiva and see what advice she has to offer on the matter. To think there was a time when the work of the Leatherworkers Guild was criticized as wasteful. If the guild could redeem itself in the eyes of the people, there is hope for us yet. What should we do, Aurora? Well, at least the kid remembers my name. Even after all this time. Woman of the hour, with everyone stopping by to have a look at the mount outside. I knew it was only a matter of time before you came. What can I do for you? We got problems. Did they now? You know, there was a time when leather goods were criticized as being extravagant and wasteful. It took a great deal of effort on the part of the leather workers here, but eventually opinions changed. They had to prove what they made was worth the cost of live sacrifice in the process. Unless you can do the same with your mounts, you won't be convincing the hearers of anything. Actually, that gives me an idea. I'll need to prepare a few things first, though. In the meantime, I would have you attend to something else. We're going to need a Demelskin jacket, and I can think of none better than you to make it. Besides, it's been too long since I've seen your work. Renda will have everything you need at the front desk. When you've finished, you should have everything ready for the next step in my plan. Kids heard stories of the great Aurora from their grandparents with whom you started the quest! Good to see you. I trust you've been keeping busy. Goodness knows we have with all these commissions we've received of late. But enough of my ramblings. As Guildmaster Jiva tells it, you have much work to do. Here's the Demal leather as requested. If you should have need of more, pray do not hesitate to ask. Ah, easy. Trained eye. Basic synthesis. How's that jacket coming along? I hope my faith in you after all this time hasn't been misplaced. Procrastination paying off. You've impressed me, Aurora. I was worried you might have forgotten what you learned here, but it's clear you've done quite the opposite. Well done. Excuse me, is Aurora here? Miss Atelun wants to speak with her. She says it's quite urgent. Right on time. Come here for a moment. I need you to try on this jacket. A jacket? What about Miss Atelun? Who are you anyway? This is the leather worker. How do you not know? There we are. How's the fit? It's actually quite nice. I usually hate leather clothes because they're so stiff when new, but this is quite soft. It's fairly light and warm too. I imagine whoever uses this will be grateful to have it. It's time we move on to the next part of my plan. A leatherworker's exhibition with that jacket on display. But there's no time for an exhibition. We're busy enough as it is fighting to keep our Demal mount. Which is precisely why you'll be putting them on display together. The mere mention of an exhibition will be enough to draw a sizable crowd. This will afford Atelun an opportunity to teach people about the endangered Demals of Abulathia. I've already reserved Mikoto's amphitheater. All we need now are the mounts she would have on display. That's a great idea, miss! I'll go and inform her right away! Miss? He hasn't the slightest idea of who I am, does he? Suppose it can't be helped for now. Be sure to give Atelun my regards. How? How does the kid not know? We've... What? What? Oh, number 72. If only you would come sooner. I left for a moment, but in my absence, Marmaduke and his gaggle of goons made off with our mount. What came of your talks with Jiva? I should hope some good may yet come of all our efforts. Instruction under the guise of a leatherworker's exhibition. Yes, that just might work. Jiva has been one with an eye for opportunity. Ever been one with an eye for opportunity. First, we must deal with Marmaduke and his attempts to deny the good people of Gridania an opportunity to enlighten themselves.
Before our work was stolen, I took it upon myself to speak with an associate of mine, another hero of the Conjurers Guild. When I broached the subject of our mount and the elementals' apparent dissatisfaction with using animal skins in such a fashion, he was completely and utterly bewildered. In truth, neither the heroes or the Conjurers Guild nor the Seedseers have expressed any opposition to our work. Marmaduke merely uses the elementals as an excuse to impose his ideals on others. Well, he is not the only one with influence here in Gridania. One way or another, we shall have a mount for our exhibition. Are you doing the leatherworker quest? Yeah, apparently the last two, I think there might be another class that I've done this with as well. I basically got all of the skills unlocked and then never finished the quest lines, the last two quests. So I'm doing that now. Because I'm tired of seeing it. I have exhausted every resource at my disposal, but I could not find neither hide nor hair of the Damal mount. I hoped it would not come to this, but we have no choice but to fashion a new mount. As a precautionary measure, I have already decided on our next specimen, the majestic Gangana. But those gargantuan birds... Those gargantuan birds in Garabania, I never realized they were endangered. I do not speak of the common Gangana. Me Gangana. God damn it. I really need to pick Final Fantasy VII back up, honestly. What we seek is the three-feathered Gangana. They are quite rare and sought for use in fine goods. Their population has dropped markedly over the years. Unfortunately, this means I must again put the two of you in harm's way. If it means having a mount for the exhibition, then we at least have to try. Kaganas live in the fringes, right? I'll go ahead to Castrum Orans and see if anyone knows where to find them. See you there, Aurora. Number 71 should be waiting for you. Oh my god. Maybe someday she'll, remember names. That'll be the end of the quest. She thanks us by name, or she doesn't learn a damn thing. I'm afraid we have a problem, Aurora. I've spoken with everyone who would care to listen, but no one has seen a three-feathered Gangana here in quite some time. It's as Miss Atelun says, the plumage of the three-feathered Gangana is, or rather was, highly sought for Garabandan finery. Before the calamity, when Dalamud was slowly began its descent, they say the public grew panicked, believing the world might come to an end. People began squandering their money on things they would normally couldn't afford. Clothing made from the three-feathered Gangana was desired above all. Demand declined after the calamity, but it was too late. They never recovered from the overhunting. Miss Atelun was counting on us to find one for the exhibition. I don't want to return to her empty-handed. Did anyone say why they're so valuable? Their feathers have a lustrous sheen unique to the three-feathered Gangana. Other than that, I bet most people couldn't tell the difference between... Wait, that's it! While it's true the three-feathered Gangana was valued for the sheen of its feathers, the greater distinction between it and other Gangana lies in distribution of feathers on its body. Do you think if we found a normal Gangana, we could change the arrangement of its feathers? It would be difficult with only books for reference, but I'm certain a leatherworker of your caliber could do it. We're creating a forgery? Oh my god, we're creating a forgery. What the hell? Then there's still hope for the exhibition. Miss Atelun was lucky to find a leatherworker like you to help us. What the hell? But if we're going to make a convincing mount, we'll need a good mannequin. And I've never seen a Gangana in person before. Let's see if we can find some. I hear the nest around Virjala. We're Frankensteining this. How have I never noticed the Ishgardians there? Or maybe I haven't, just forgot. I was like, this isn't... this isn't Ishgard. When was the last time you were here? True. Oh, actually, I may actually know. I think the last time I was here was to catch the fish that is at that creek. And then I've not been back. I never realized a Gargano was such a beautiful, majestic bird. If it's alright with you, I'd like to reserve them for just a while longer. What the hell?
Hey there, demons.
Hello, thank you for tier 2 for 91 months. I very much appreciate that. I think I'm ready to head back. Our Gargano mount is going to be great. At least, I hope it is. Can I ask you a question? I know Miss Ataloon means well and all, but Marmaduke was absolutely furious. If other people were just as angry, maybe we shouldn't be making another mount. What do you think? Everything will be fine. You're right. It's true we've had a few setbacks, but Miss Ataloon is counting on us. And if I'm going to be a real taxidermist someday, I have to do everything I can to make this one perfect. Let's head back to Gridania. She'll want to know what we have planned. Zoned out there for a second. Leatherworkers Guild. Whee! Zoom. At last you are returned, and with nary a scratch. Enion has told me everything. A pity you were unable to find a true three-feathered Gangana. I knew sights of the bird had grown scarce over the years, but I never imagined the situation was so dire. Your plan is to recreate the three-feathered Gargano using the pelt of a normal one, is that right? That is no small task you place upon yourself. With the exhibition fast approaching, we can afford no mistakes. If all goes as planned, this will be your final task for me. All the more reason I shall accept nothing short of perfection. Though I loathe being made to wait, I will make an exception for this. Handle the pelt with care, and do not give it to 71 until you are absolutely satisfied with your work. If anything should happen to it, inform me immediately that I might procure another. Hey, don't fuck this up, but if you do. Just in case, you know. What? And just like that. Have you finished yet? I just know this Gargano is going to look great. A Gargano hide expertly trimmed and prepared for stuffing. This is incredible! It's a spitting image of a three-feathered Gargano! I can already picture the looks on people's faces when they see my mannequin dressed with this. It's going to be our finest mount yet. The placement of plumage on this pelt is immaculate. Well done, number 72. Now I must be off to the amphitheater. I've posted flyers all about Gridania to ensure our desired audience is in attendance. Everything must be ready for his arrival. Be careful with that pelt, number 72. And remember, Nothing less than perfection will suffice. Here we go. Lock in. Yay! I was hoping people would be excited to see our mount up there, but they actually seem kind of mad. We worked so hard on it, though. I'm sure Miss Ataloon can make them understand. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just when I had thought Gridania had reclaimed some modicum of decency, you will suspend this farce of an exhibition at once! Big talk coming from a guy named Marmaduke. Silence! I will hear no more of your fabricated tales of the elementals. Got his ass. Our work is not a mockery of these animals, but a tribute to their majesty. If you would cease your blustering for only a moment, I will explain to you and the good people here in attendance why. Thank you for gathering here today. I wish to speak with you regarding a matter of grave concern. One often overlooked in the hustle and bustle of our lives here in Gridania. To start, I would have you consider this. The three-feathered Gagana. A rare breed highly valued by the people of Garabania. Before the calamity, as Dalamud began its bodeful descent, the demand for this bird's plumage would see its population drop substantially. Its natural habitat has undergone drastic change since then, so much so that some believe there may be none left. The Damal, which once stood outside the Leatherworkers Guild, represented a species that also struggles with a declining population. As the environment continues to undergo radical changes, these innocent creatures and countless others will be pushed to the brink of extinction. We obviously cannot bend the laws of nature to return to the world to what it once was. Maybe. But we can still do our part to preserve their homes and what few of them remain. We may also show restraint in our hunting, lest their peers become endangered as well. Take, for example, this jacket crafted from Damal hide. Demand for its leather has grown noticeably of late. What do you suppose will happen as more hunters are drawn to the Sea of Clouds? Seeing only the products born of their hides, it is far too easy to forget the sacrifice of these animals. We must protect them as we do the balance of life here in the Twelveswood. To do otherwise would be a grievous squandering of resources. You're one to talk. What is this display other than a waste of skin? You claim it has an educational purpose, but one could simply read a book. And you have read such a book? I should hope you have, and that you are highly knowledgeable as a result, given that you wear clothing made from their hides. Well, What about you? Do you know anything of Damals or Ganganas? These people have a right to know what is happening to the world outside of Gridania, to know the cost of the goods they would otherwise take for granted. Here, Marmaduke, perhaps now you would be willing to consider the merit of Ataluni's work. These mounts are not meant to offend anyone. They are a lasting reminder of the live sacrifice for the clothing on our backs and a tool to arouse interest in the study of animals so many would otherwise ignore. You might think these specimens a grim reflection of their living counterparts, but they preserve a truth that mere words cannot express. Surely you understand the virtue in that. More than you realize, for it is my duty, nay, my privilege, to hearken to the elementals and bear witness to such truths, that we might maintain the delicate balance of life here in the Shroud. I see now you wish only to share with these people knowledge I have long taken for granted. I would ask your forgiveness for my recent wrongdoings.
Your lies? We're not going to address the fact that you literally lied?
The Twelves Wood suffered greatly in the calamity, and in the years since, it has only grown weaker. The sight of your mounts was more than I could bear. But through the sacrifice of these few, countless more may be saved. If your creations serve to bring these good people wisdom and instill in them a greater respect for the blessed creatures of this land, then I will condemn them no longer. Then I will carry on, for it is my duty to illuminate the dark with the light of knowledge. Sure. Before I continue, I must first give thanks to the 2 skilled artisans who made this possible. My darling assistants, the aspiring taxidermist who pieced together this splendid Gangana mount, and the gifted leatherworker who prepared both the jacket and the Gangana's pelt.
Yo! But she still doesn't remember our names. Yay!
It has been far too long since I lectured before an audience so large. I hope I didn't bore them.
You were perfect, Miss Atalune. They were hanging on your every word. Did you see how everyone was admiring the Gagana mount? Today was a great day.
Indeed it was. A great many people learned a valuable lesson, thanks in no small part to the 2 of you. And with that, I do believe my work here is done. Enion, Aurora, you have my sincerest thanks.
Whoa, she remembered my names? Or our names, excuse me. What the heck?
Come now, you 2. When my assistants are deserving of praise, I will not hesitate to give it. Even I have to admit that Gagana Mount was quite impressive. It's not often the amphitheater draws a crowd like that. Between that and the lecture, I'd say the exhibition was a resounding success.
Thanks for the compliment, but building the mannequin was the easy part. Aurora's the one who made the incredible cape to dress it. She's been like a big sister looking out for me every step of the way.
Ignore the fact that I didn't do finish this quest line for several years.
Now that we've finished, though, I think I'll stay in Gridania a while longer. There's still a lot to learn about leatherworking, and I have plenty left to share about making animal mounts.
Well, well, looks like I have a new recruit. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're a friend of Aurora's either. Rather the contrary.
Wait, you're the guildmaster? I thought you were just a friend of hers.
I admit I was doubtful of your abilities as a leatherworker, but I'm grateful to have been proven wrong. Thanks to you, we have touched the hearts and minds of a good many people here in Gridania. But this is only the beginning. When I publish the results of our work here, all corners of the realm shall know of the great naturalist Atalune. Indeed, the shining star that is my career has only begun to shine. She's done it all! Did I not tell you? Not long after I finished my lecture at the amphitheater, reservations for the next publication of New Eorzea Geographic began to pour in. What's more, here Marmaduke plans to speak with the Elder Seedseer to have my publication instated as a reference work for the Seedseer's Council. I left Marset to manage the better part of my research and writings, but this will require nothing short of my undivided attention. My work must be thorough and comprehensive. I foresee much traveling as well. Yes, across the whole of Eorzea, and then the world. Perhaps we will meet again in a distant shore. Should that day come, I would be honored to receive your assistance once more. Do you have any idea how long it's been since you did the last quests? It's been a while, because I did just enough to get the skill, and then I've not been back. So whenever I was leveling Leatherworker, and then doing the quests around the same time. So it's been a good while. Just as if that ever happened. How fares the guild? Oh wait, there was something. In Ishgard, the workshops bearing your name have gained quite the reputation. Their works counted among the finest leathers available. You'll also be pleased to hear number 71, or Eneon if you prefer, and Atalune are spreading the good word of our guild via the New Eorzea Geographic. It's also drummed up a lot more interest in our work. Not that I'm complaining, of course. Completely missed that. I was like, oh, this is just normal shenanigans. Okay, finally got that done. And I'm fairly certain there's one more as well that I forgot. Yep, carpentry. Live and let dine in Kugane. I can't believe that. I was just... I just lost interest after I got the skills. Got locked in on so many other things. It had to have, at the very least... It was probably... Have you done the jump platforming thing here in Kugane? I have. I really struggled with it, and then there was a Christmas where I'd gotten back from like Christmas things, and I was like, I'm gonna stream, and I'm just gonna do Kugane Jumping Tower, and that's what I did on Christmas Day many a year ago.
Lots of introducing your guild guys to Japan. Yeah, I lost so much interest, I think, and was like, okay, I've got the skills, I'll do this at some other point, and then some other point. Yeah, here we go. It's literally the same level. So 2 quests to finish it. Ah, Aurora, a letter came from Semi. A letter from Semi has just arrived for you. Words hard. Dear Aurora, I'm writing to tell you that I have arrived in a tiny village in Yangsha known as Namai. It's such a delightful place. Every day I stumble across something new. Whether it be the unusual materials they employ in their construction or the unfamiliar but delicious foods. Oh yes, the food here is quite exquisite, and their desserts are even better. In fact, the sugar-coated dumplings they have are simply to die for. I'll be sure to treat you to some when you come. See you soon, yours truly, Semi. Ba-ba-dee-ba-doo, ba-ba-ba-ba. Aurora, how wonderful it is to see you! It's been far too long. Have you tried any of the local cuisine yet? If you haven't, I know the perfect place for us to start. I was planning to take you there purely to discuss business, I swear. After all, where better to do that than over food? Yeah. All right. Your disapproval has been duly noted. Instead of going for food, let us search out any people who might be in need of our assistance then. Am I babysitting? Help? Yes, I could use some of that. You see, in the days before the Empire held dominion over our lands, I was a chef. While our freedom from them is fleeting, I would nevertheless like to use this opportunity to once again pursue my passion for cooking. As such, I've been thinking to open up my own restaurant. After, oh my god, you actually looked it up, Atlas. Holy shit. After intensive stalking, it looks like you finished leveling all your crafters around January 2022, so it's potentially been 4 years and 6 months since the last quest, which would be around 90 years in game. Oh, that's funny. Well, okay, so I never count the 90 years in game thing because the timeline of this game is so funky. Like, I genuinely take any quest that is, I mean, and I'm pretty sure this is how it's meant to be, like, this is a level 68 quest, so it was probably happening around the time of, you know, level, 68 shenanigans. I just mean 90 years of Eorzean time. Ah, yeah. Time bubble. Yes, exactly. That's a good way to put it. To do so, I would need to procure basic furnishings for my future shop. It is not a simple task. Most of what I have come across is either far too expensive or of poor quality. Then you may be pleased to hear, sir, that before you stand 2 highly skilled members of the Carpenters Guild in Verdania. We shall see what you receive, that you receive the furniture you require. You would do this for me? Most certainly. What kind of furnishings do you need? Apart from tables and chairs, I need something that would allow my guests to feel at ease. Those from the Enclave will have different dining habits to those of us here in Namai. I would like to create an environment where both would feel equally welcome. Please leave it to us, sir. Now, Aurora,
What do you say to making things a tad more interesting? Let's turn this into a competition. I don't know about that. We will each make something for our client to present the finished product to him. He will then judge them and decide on a winner. Pretty please! Why you do this for me? This is the only way I can show the Timber Master beaten I'm just as skilled as all the other carpenters in the guild. Is it the only way? Ha, it's settled then! Go about making furniture however you will, but I recommend you speak with the people here before getting started. Some have lived here their entire lives, others once lived in the Enclave. With their help, you may better understand the subtle differences in our ways. Thank you, sir. We'll be sure to do that. Aurora, once you've decided what you'll be making, come and find me, and I'll furnish you with any materials you might need. I still like that they're all, we need to craft a thing, but it's a competition. And then you have alchemists with necromancy and terrorism. Alchemist quest lines are really another beast. It's so funny. I love it. The only difference is that table manners are practically non-existent out here. The people have good hearts, but they have no sense of etiquette. They will eat their food on the streets and sip their tea in front of you. One should take their meals behind closed doors with family or friends. It would be nice if they would at least eat behind a partition of some sort and spare the rest of us the sight. Okay. Thanks, Ishikawa. Yeah. I would say the people from the Enclave are more elegant than us. Never seen one with hair out of place or in clothes that have not been neatly pressed. They place a great importance on rules, manners, and fashion over there. Who am I missing? Where? Am I literally just not seeing it? Oh, right there. Blended in. Pardon me? I suppose you could say I'm from the Enclave, though I have lived here for most of my life. When I was young, my family and I fled to this village that we might escape the Imperial troops. Blah, blah, blah. What? You would like for me to demonstrate the difference in dining habits? Yes. I'm afraid that's not something I can help you with. Okay. Thanks, chat. Aurora, have you finally decided on what you'll be making? I'll be building the entire restaurant from the ground up. That seems funny. Have you lost your mind? You're an amazing carpenter, but even you wouldn't be able to handle such a feat in so little time. Ornate partitions that could be hung. Whatever. Partitions, but that seems so dull. That's not what you're really thinking to make, is it? Wait, you're not trying to lose on purpose, are you? Well, I know I'm not yet as good as you. Never did I think that you saw me as so far beneath you that you would feel the need to do this. I'm not. My apologies, it seemed I jumped to conclusions again. I know you're not the type of person to do something like that. It's no excuse, but lately I've been on edge. I can't shake the feeling that this is my last chance to convince Timber Master Beaton that I'm a capable carpenter, worthy of being called as such. If I don't, he might stop assigning me work, and I may as well leave the guild. I shall not let it come to that. No matter what it takes, I must find a way to prove myself. Oh, I completely forgot. I'm terribly sorry. I didn't mean to blabber on about my worries. After all, you're here for materials, aren't you? Here you are. Feel free to come back if it's not enough. You've been busy building moon bases. The restaurant doesn't seem too bad. I was about to say, I was like, you know. I think I can handle it, you know? I don't think it'd be too difficult. I keep it in control instead of this. Opening up a restaurant has always been a dream of mine. To think that it might soon be within my grasp fills me with joy beyond belief. What we have here? I forgot. He does actually show up in these. May I? Timbermaster Beaton! This table is exquisite, it's extremely sturdy, it manages to maintain a sleek elegance. And these Doman-style engravings that run up and down the sides of the legs, if I didn't know better, I would guess they were a work of a more practiced pair of hands than your own, Semi. Now, Aurora, let us see yours. Ah, simple, but all the more stunning for it. The lacquered finish is a nice touch, a light gloss that is just enough to enhance the natural blush of the wood, but not overpower it. While both of these are masterpieces in their own right, I would say this. The detailed engravings on the table are something even a highly skilled artisan would struggle to recreate. What do you think, sir? The moment I saw it, I knew which one of these I wanted. Desperately needed, even. I choose... this one. That Aurora is a better carpenter than me, I won't deny. That she has skills I could only ever dream of attaining, I'll also admit. But I poured my heart and soul into that table. Sir, why is it that you chose Aurora's partitions over Semi's table? Simple, really. Doman City folk are a private sort. They would appreciate the way these wooden barriers would hide them from sight as they eat. The young lady's table is magnificent, a work of art even. However, it does not fulfill the needs of my customers like these partitions do. It seems the time it took to carve the intricate detailing on this table would have been better spent interviewing the local citizens. Semi, do you understand now why it is you lost? You were so focused on demonstrating your own skill that you disregarded the needs of the client. Aurora, on the other hand, spoke with the residents in this village, which inspired her to create these partitions, a product that places the customer's needs above all else. In that sense, the difference between your table and her partitions is the difference between a decent carpenter and a master of the craft. Slay. Ella's in communication. That said, this is where your journey ends. I expect to see both of you back in Gridania shortly after I return. No, it can't be. Please tell me Timbermaster Beaton hasn't given up on me. Oh, what am I to do? Is your friend alright? While I cannot claim to understand what any of that was about, I would like to thank you for your wonderful contribution. It is sure to suit my restaurant perfectly. Pray, return to the Carpentries Guild. Carpentries Guild? Carpenters Guild. Speaking hard. What the... Timber Master Beaten, thank the matron you've returned. The drawers of this desk you've made for me are broken. Is there a chance they can be fixed? I shall see what can be done. After all, I can hardly say no to someone who has so cherished one of my creations as you have. Timber Master Beaten, sir, my son, he's just been accepted to the Order of the Twin Adder. To celebrate, I'd like to have you craft him a fine spear. Order of the Twin Adder, that's quite the accomplishment. Very well, I shall make him one that will see him through all his battles. What, sir, come back! I also had a request for him, but I suppose I'll have to wait. I should have known getting the finest carpenter in all of Gridania to make something for you wasn't going to be an easy task. Excuse me, if you don't mind my asking, why is it that all of you like Timber Master Beaten so much? When you ask him to make something, he creates that item for you and you alone. To make something for that person and that person alone. Thinking back, that's how I first got into carpentry. Wind is going hard. I was born into a family poorer than dirt. One where we couldn't afford to purchase even the most basic of furniture. My mother raised us by herself, working from dawn till dusk so that my sisters and I wouldn't go to bed hungry every night. As a result, she pushed herself too hard, and one day, the pain in her back became too much to bear. Seeing her suffering drove me to make her an armchair in which she could rest from time to time. It was all that young me could think to do. While the finished product creaked and buckled under her weight, not for a single moment as I was making it did I lose sight of the fact I was doing it all for her. I've been so preoccupied with myself, with trying to prove my skills, that somewhere along the way, I forgot the most important thing. It's never too late to remember and begin anew. Send me the key to harnessing your own potential is to recognize what is holding you back. From here, you can only grow. Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. There is still hope for me. Aurora, thank you for supporting me until now. It is only because of you that I have come this far. In fact, I'd go so far as to say our grand adventures together have made me feel as though I've been born again. I'm looking forward to exploring the world of carpentry once more. She's not the only one who owes you a debt of gratitude. While I'm skilled at working with wood, I'm not nearly so adept at dealing with people and their problems. You've helped Semi in ways I could not. You are part of the reason I have such high hopes for the girl. With a mentor like you to look up to, she will no doubt flourish. That's why I ask that you speak with her one last time before you leave. Alright. Thank you. I got to try a wilderness bath. Ooh. Nice! Aurora, you'll be happy to hear that Timber Master Beaten has finally deemed my work good enough to begin taking on some of my own clients. Isn't that so exciting? It's not to say I'll forget about my studies or the guild's troubles, however, in between commissions, I'll be spending my time practicing how to make oriental furniture. That way I can retain all that I learned from our trips to Kugane and Namai. But that's not all. I'll be keeping the people we met there in mind. They'll help me to remember that I'm making this furniture not for myself, but for those around me. Yeah. You'll see, Aurora. I'm gonna work so hard that one day, I'll be as good as you. Aurora, there you are! I was beginning to wonder when you'd show up. Timber Master Beaten says that he has some clients he wants to introduce to us. Well, don't just stand there, let's go! There you are. Good. Gerhard, you remember, Aurora? Remember? I could already forget. It would be no exaggeration to say that I owe this woman my life. In fact, the reason I'm here is related to the time Aurora saved us. By the bow she brought, I was able to drive out the Ixal forces that threatened us. Our victory against them has bolstered our unit's reputation, and we have been receiving new recruits by the dozen since. In our latest batch, we've received a mixture of eager Alamegans and Gridanians. If you do not yet see the problem, allow me to explain. There have always been certain racial tensions between the refugees and the locals. I thought holding a tea party might ease the unease between them. I was wrong. Now they seem to have even greater aversion to one another. There you have it. I suggest you begin by speaking with Gerhard's recruits to see what exactly went wrong. If we can pinpoint the cause of their feud, it will make it that much easier for us to solve the problem. Yes, sir. You can count on me. Aurora, would you mind accompanying Semi? Mind you, this is an official request. It would not do to send someone who has yet to complete basic training to carry out this task alone. So it'll be the two of you then. Good. Now I imagine most of my new recruits will be at and around Adder's Nest. You should have no trouble finding them. Yeah, word's hard. Once you have finished, see that you report back to me. Yes, sir. Seems you've got quite the new recruit, Beaton. Jealousy does not become you, my friend. Interesting. If you're here to talk with the captain, you're here to speak with me. Ella's in communication. Why don't we like them? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Every time we try to reach out to them, how are we repaid? With hostility. Take the tea party Captain Gerard arranged for us, for example. We attended hoping to turn over a new leaf. They, however, clearly came for different reasons. Entirely because the moment we sat down, they served us Alamecan tea. Seems they've gone from refusing to accept our culture to openly spurning it. What? My apologies, but I would like to leave it at that, lest anger get the best of me. If you wish to know more, however, perhaps you should try speaking with one of the Alamegan recruits. What? What? Ain't no way. My new motto is live, loved, and craft to fulfill the needs of others. That's gonna be hard to put on a wicker wall. Or a wicker, you know, whatever. Now I'll never forget any of the lessons we learned in the Far East. Gridanians must be evil, rejecting Yorkshire tea. What are you looking at? Is there something you need? If not, I suggest you move along. What's up? This question sounds an awful lot like one of the ones Captain Gerhard asked us yesterday. Is he the one who put you up to this? Every day we Alamegans bleed and fight and die to protect this country, and yet the Gridanians still reward us with the same suspicion and resentment that they do beastmen. Even so, we decided that the tea party Captain Gerhard arranged was a good chance for us to establish some common ground with them and find a way to lay aside some of our differences. We thought serving Alamegan tea would be a good way to break the ice, but no, our kind gesture was met only with disdainful stares. Well, no longer will we be made to feel worthless by the Gridanians. From now on, we'll have nothing to do with them. Alamegan's preferred coffee. Well, they said they served Alamegan tea. So clearly they like tea. But maybe Gridanians like coffee? I see you've spoken with some of Gerard's newest recruits. Do you have any ideas of how we might put an end to their feud? A striking dummy should do the trick. A Far Eastern style tea party should end the bickering. A matching set of furniture should bring them together. Let's try that. Would you be happy to learn that you have the same set of furniture as someone you greatly dislike? Of course not. In fact, you might even take an axe to it. Okay. A striking dummy then. Fine. Striking dummy? Well, that would allow the recruits to vent their anger. It does little to address the root of the problem. Oh, wow. Okay, so it was the Far Eastern tea party. A Far Eastern themed tea party? That just might work. No one would feel as though they're being snubbed, and the interesting setting might even provide them with a topic of conversation. You'll recall the tea house benches of Kagane, do you not? Very good, I suggest you craft one. Actually, now that you mention it, it does make sense why it would be this, because, you know, the level, what crafting level this is. I should have taken that into account. Success is only possible if each of the members of the squad completely trust one another. Here you go. What's this? I've never seen anything like it. You are looking at a tea house bench, the quality and make of which is identical to those crafted by the master carpenters of the Far East. Now, Semi, what have you made for us? Allow me to present you with this. This is the exact same thing as Aurora crafted. What led you to decide upon a tea house bench? After speaking with the initiates, I surmised that both sides had attended the tea party, hoping to reconcile their differences. Given the right environment, I reckon they still can. So I thought, why not hold a Far Eastern style tea party? Not only would it provide them with a relaxed atmosphere, but it would give them a chance to bond over a culture that is different from their own. That you have begun taking the needs of the clients into consideration, and that in doing so came to the same conclusion as Aurora, as is evidence that you have matured as a carpenter. Well done. Now it is time to put your benches to the test. I would have the two of you take them to Apkalu Falls and set them up. Gerard, gather your subordinates, and Aurora and Semi there. I will join you all shortly. Very well. It's probably gonna be faster, just, yeah. Why do you need to learn diplomacy for making furniture anyway? Good question. Not an easy answer. Who knows? We're hosting a tea party. So true. I need to get a sip of water. My voice is going. We still have to do the cosmic. Welcome, everyone. While I know our last tea party was by no means a rousing success, I appreciate how willing most of you were to give this idea a second chance. It seems some of you felt that certain cultures were disrespected at our last get-together. For that, I apologize. Regardless of where you are from, I value and respect every one of you, as you should each other, for we are brothers and sisters in arms, family if you will. I hope that this gathering and the craftsmen of the Carpenters Guild help me organize will allow you to realize that. Now for the fun part. I heard God's best beverage. Hey, Sean. Yorkshire tea mention. Here he is. I have a mug of it right now. I really want a cup of tea. In fact, before we go do Cosmic, the last Cosmic quest and all that, I might make another cup. What do you think, everyone? Before we use an exact replica of a tea house in Kagane. Kagane? As in the Far East port city? Well, I suppose these decorations do have a certain exotic charm. A Kagane-style tea party, huh? Everything looks so elegant. These furnishings are almost as beautiful as those found here in Gridania. Carpentry is culture, and culture is ever present in our lives. One can learn a great deal about people simply by looking at their furniture. Sitting here upon these benches has made me realize there are many magnificent things in this vast world. My narrow-mindedness really missed out on them. We should have taken time to learn more about you and where you were from. We eat meals together, we fight together, and yet because of our reluctance to speak with you, we know almost nothing about you. For that, we are sorry. No, it is we who must apologize. While many of us consider Gridania to be a second home, there's a lot about your culture that we have yet to fully grasp. Giggles. Let's raise our cups and give a toast to the start of a new and beautiful friendship. Yeah! Have you all been enjoying yourselves? Yes, it's been a long time since I talked so much or laughed so hard. I thought we had absolutely nothing in common, but I was mistaken. Indeed. The more we speak, the more I come to realize how alike we are. I'm glad we finally found a way to put our differences aside. Good. Remember, on the battlefield, it matters not where you are from or where you were raised, only that you survive. For that, you will need to rely on each other. Never forget that. Yay! Yay! 39-1 is Kench. That's an A+, I'll never know. Why that's an A+, I'll never know. What? Huh? You didn't get S for that? Well done, the both of you. While fulfilling the client's needs with great finesse is something I have come to expect of Aurora, you surprised me, Semi. You have the same idea as one of our guild's best artisans proves you are one step closer to becoming a full-fledged carpenter. Do not, however, mistake that to mean the items the two of you crafted are of a comparable quality. Even to the untrained eye, one is far superior to the other. Quality, however, is not everything. Your client has walked away feeling completely satisfied, and that is a tremendous accomplishment. Semi, if you continue to work hard, perhaps someday you will come to be as good as this talented woman beside you. Thank you, sir. I shall remember this moment and continue honing my skills that they might one day rival Aurora's. They all say that. God, I nearly forgot. If I may be so bold to ask, sir, what has become of our guild? Will we recover from debt anytime soon? I beg your pardon? What debt? So long as we continue to receive commissions from the Order of the Twin Adder, we need not want for capital. But sir, if not for the guild, why were you working yourself so hard? You wouldn't even stop to take meals. Ah yes, I was temporarily overcome by a desperate need to reconnect with the wood. To achieve this, I began living as though a tree would, taking in only sunlight and water. What? I really need to stop jumping to conclusions. Oh, and Aurora, please allow me to thank you once again. Welcome, James. When you get to a certain age, you miss the wood. I get that. Well, it was a misunderstanding on my part that led us to the Far East. I couldn't be happier with the result. I will be eternally grateful to you for seeing me through this journey and for all that you have taught me. Though this particular adventure may be over, I have no doubts we will embark upon another together in the near future. Until then, I shall continue to practice, and practice some more. When you next see me, I may nearly be as good as you. Aurora, your ability to inspire people never fails to astound me. It is in no small part thanks to you that Semi has grown as much as she has. Your talent and the love you hold for your craft is a rarity even among the elite. I hope that you will continue to use both to serve men and women all across Eorzea. And beyond! Cuts to Savage Raiders eating 4 portions of popcorn in a 2-hour time period. Alright, let's see. Gerhard has asked that I pass along his thanks to you. By your saw, have his men finally learned to see eye to eye. How are things? I was under the impression Semi was diligently studying Eastern woodworking techniques from the local masters at Rad's at Han when she was away. This letter suggests otherwise, however. It arrived shortly before her return. Greetings, Aurora! My apologies for not writing in so long. There's simply been so much to do since I arrived here in Thavnair. The time has absolutely flown by. I tell you, Near Eastern culture is simply fascinating. In particular, I've been quite enamored with the local cuisine, especially the simply divine dish they call Hamza curry. You simply must try it if you haven't already. Till we meet again, yours truly, Semi. It would seem I've been too lenient with the girl. Well, I hope she enjoyed her leisure time abroad, as she's in for a rude awakening. And there we have it. Let's check all of them, just to make sure. God damn it, there's a third one. You can't be serious. How many of these did I just not do? Well, okay, 3 quest lines. We know how many I didn't do. That is a hell of a look. Aurora, you and Timbermaster Beaton have helped me come to an important understanding of what it means to be a carpenter. Okay, that was... Imagine not doing your job quest, shake my head. Well, I got my skills, and then I was like, I'll do this another time, and then, you know, life got busy. Life got busy. Where is this? Oh, this is the one at Rauger's Reach. Okay. Right, I need to extend my live notification on Blue Sky. Okay, chat, I'm gonna go make another hot cup of tea because all of this reading, is a lot on my throat. Sorry, zoned out there. And then we'll finish this quest line as well. I genuinely thought it was only the 2. I did not realize it was 3. Oh yeah! I vaguely remember this. Okay. Right. Let me get some tea going. I'm gonna give you words on stream. Hello, chat. I have gone to the restroom, got my tea. I even had some chips and salsa. I'm feeling very refreshed. I just realized they're giving me these things that I do not need. Schoolmaster, I trust you've been keeping well. It pleases me to say that our apprentices are making sound progress. It is such is their dedication, they've even formed a study group of their own volition. Pray excuse me a moment. Ah, Master Marcel, good morrow to you. Truly, we are in your debt. You will recall that I have been looking for willing outlets for our apprentices' handiwork. To that end, I sent some samples to Master Marcel to present to merchants. Well, that was Master Marcel reporting on the results, and it seems the samples were very well received. No few outlets have expressed their interest, with some willing to stock our wares on a trial basis. Though it's low volume still, orders have already come in. And Master Marcel asked that the apprentices come to Ashtami's for a meeting with the clients. To reach this stage in so short a time is a tremendous achievement, and we may rightly feel proud. Speaking of the apprentices, they shall be glad for the tidings. Mayhap the schoolmaster would care to be the bearer? There is no denying the news would be sweeter coming from you, Aurora. Might I trouble you to tell them? You will find them gathered by Chakra Falls to the north, engaging in some furtive enterprise, if I might ask. Expertise? Wow, dyslexia is a hell of a drug. Woo! Schoolmaster Nix? What are you doing? I mean, what can we do for you? What's up? What? Did I hear you right? You just told us we received real orders from real clients? Huh. And here I thought I was years away from making sellable stuff. It's all thanks to you and Miss Emeloth. We'll put our best work and make you proud. You'll see. Yeah. So you're probably wondering why we're gathered like this and making talking secret talk. Oh my god. You see, we want to do something to show our gratitude to the Sultana for granting us this opportunity to become goldsmiths and contribute to Alamigo's future. Aye, she even sacrificed her mother's crown. And seeing as our wares are now fit for the market, it's time we repaid her kindness. Problem is, we can't decide how to go about it. What to give her? We was thinking maybe we could use the crown's remaining gems to make something. But beyond that? Oh, I have an idea! The meeting with clients will take place at Ishtami's, and Master Marcel will be on hand, am I right? Well, if anyone knows a suitable tribute, it would be him. So perhaps we could consult him on it while we're there, and it would give us heart if you were present as well. Yeah, what she said. We feel a lot better having you with us. Anyway, we'd best be off. Come on, you two. You've got some orders to receive. Speak with Marcel and Ulda. Oh, we're going all the way to Ulda. That's Mordona. That's not Ulda. Come on. Why did that do that? There we go. that salsa's so good. Can't stop thinking about it. Next, I'm pleased to report that the meeting went smoothly and the clients left feeling confident. Now then, your apprentices say that you have a consultation for me. Oh, a tribute for the Sultana, and one which makes a use of the gems from her Lady Mother's crown? An inspired idea! Alas, I have none of mine own to offer. Not likely is coming to mind. As I'm sure you will appreciate, I am honor-bound to protect my patron's confidentiality, but it should not infringe upon my code of conduct to share with you such rumors as are commonly heard in town. If the whispers are to be believed, a maiden who shares an uncanny resemblance to the Sultana has been observed frequenting a certain shop. If the maiden in question is in fact her grace, it may well be that something has taken her fancy, and that something may offer an answer to your question. You've seen the Sultana in disguise on a number of occasions, I believe. You ought to be able to recognize her easily enough. Well, this all sounds promising, and it just so happens Hal and Widow are at Sapphire Avenue Exchange, so I'll fetch them and we'll investigate the rumor together. Once we've got a name for the shop, we'll lie in wait for the Sultana, and we'll need you to be on hand to identify her. See you in a bit, Schoolmaster, and thank you for your kind help, Master Marcel. Why are we stalking? Have you got the Event Framers kit yet? No, I have not. I actually was thinking about trying to get that while I was here. Thaumaturge's Guild. Sick. Oh yeah, it's that little corner off to the side, isn't it? Where is, I took a wrong turn. God, that sauce is so addictive. Oh my god. It's like while you're eating it, it's like, oh, this is too hot. I don't know what am I doing? What was I thinking? Oh my god. You know. And then the moment you're done eating it, it's like... Actually, yeah, let me take care of it now. Before I forget. There they are. Beefy businessman. Hey. Puff, puff. Schoolmaster, a short while ago there was a sighting of a maiden who looks not unlike her grace, accompanied by a person who looks not unlike an old man. It's secondhand information to be sure, but if it's true, it's not unlike a golden chance. And we need to find out what this shop is and that the Sultana visits. No time for supplies. We've got the Sultana to find. You'll be pleased to hear I've narrowed down the arms vendor. A place owned by one jealous juggernaut. Which means the Sultana's favorite shop is just across the way. Keep watch there long enough and she's bound to appear. Oh, whoops. Come back to that in a moment. Wait. Oh, there. Sorry for making you run around with us like this, Chief. But it won't take much longer, I promise. I mean, we've got good info on the shop
mentioned in the rumors. It's a sundry goods store opposite an arms vendor, and there's only so many of those at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. I'm sure this won't look suspicious at all. I'm sure 3 people, 4 even, 4 people stalking a stall won't be suspicious one bit. Oh. No way it is. Okay. Based on Widow and Hal's information, this is where the Sultana-esque maiden appears. I love how everyone knows this is an open secret. Look! To come and see this orchestration fairly every day. You're truly taken by it, Lady Lilyria. Lilira. Nah, man. Oh, it's perfect in all ways, save for its size. Would that it were small enough to fit in my bedchamber. Does an elegant and compact orchestration not exist? Yeah, several. Such an item would suit my lady very well indeed, but I fear it will prove elusive to find even in our great city. Schoolmaster, was that who I think it is? And she desires an elegant and compact orchestration? By God be praised! Now that we know what to make, we must back to Rauger's Reach so you can get to work right away, and needless to say, we'll be needing your help. Oh, we ought to say our thanks to Master Marcel again, but me and the others can take care of that, so please go on ahead. We have iPhones as currencies. I don't know about that. None of that wacky stuff. Oh, wait, no, we're going back to Rauger's Reach? That took me a moment to realize. Our apprentices have told me all. They wish to present her grace with an elegant and compact orchestration. 'Tis a fine choice for a tribute, and made finer still with the gems from her lady mother's crown. While large machines fashioned by carpenters are the norm, I believe it is well within the realm of possibility to produce a miniaturized version with our goldsmithing techniques. But by our techniques, I mean yours and mine, Schoolmaster. Though our apprentices have become capable enough to fill an odd order, they yet lack the skill needed to craft precision instruments. And orchestrations demand no small degree of precision. But seeing as they are determined, it falls to us to prepare them for the challenge. To that end, I have a mind to set them on a similarly complex apparatus, a table chronometer. From past experience, rather than being taken by the hand, I believe our apprentices learn best by following your example, and so I would ask that you perform another demonstration. Pray begin whenever you are ready, Schoolmaster, and let Kanchana know if you have need of additional materials. Alright, I hope they're watching. Thank you, Med Moogle. How fares the crafting effort, Aurora? Both the apprentices and I eagerly await your finished chronometer.
This schoolmaster is absolutely flawless. My breath fairly caught in my throat. My expectations of you are high as a matter of course, but you manage to transcend them every time. Apprentices, you are not unlike to find a finer example of a chronometer. Study it well and reproduce it as best you can, and you shall acquire the requisite knowledge and techniques for making an orchestrion. We're supposed to reproduce that? Oh dear. My hands are starting to shake. But it's not out of dread, but the excitement of tackling the task. The more I learn goldsmithing, the more I'm made to appreciate the schoolmaster's brilliance and keenly feel how utterly unpolished I am next to her. Being more than 10 levels above the recipe. Yeah, you are. I have one on my desk in discard. You're like a god among goldsmiths, up in your own place in the heavens while we're bumbling down here on the ground. And though we may never get to where you are, we'll keep on climbing every mountain in the hopes that one day we will. Okay. "'Tis well that they are motivated, for this will be the steepest mountain yet. But when they have climbed it, they will be all the more prepared to climb all the others to come." Alright, let's go. So, a schoolmaster, our apprentices wish to consult you regarding the orchestrion they intend to make for the Sultana. You will find them over by Chakra Falls, their favorite place to convene when they have something to hide. And while you're there, could you please tell them they are needed at the workshop? As it happens, they have other tasks requiring their attention. Interesting. Chief, mind taking a look at this for me? It's a case for the orchestrion. Fitting the wood bits together was a deal harder than I expected, but I kept at it till it all came together. Or lestwise, I think I did. Miss Emily needs us back? Oh, bugger, we were supposed to unload the supplies. I knew I was forgetting something. So we've been working on the orchestrion in secret. The adornment's my task. I was hoping you could tell me how good or shite a job I did. At first we was thinking to make the whole thing together ourselves, but then we got to thinking some more. You and your Grace go back a long way, right? Well, it seemed to us the tribute would be all the more special if he was to handle the finishing touches, attach the gemstones and all that. I see. Schoolmaster Nix, you'll never guess, but we've already begun working on the orchestrion, and without Miss Emily's knowledge, because we wanted to see how well we could do by ourselves. Like before, we've divided up the task between the three of us, and I'm in charge of the cylinder. Each of the parts are all ready, and all that remains is to join them together. Oh, and also apply the finishing touches and affix the gemstones, but these two things we'd like to entrust to you, seeing as the Gemsworks wouldn't be, well, the Gemsworks without you. But before we get ahead of ourselves, we'd appreciate if you and Miss Emilith could examine our work to make certain everything is up to scratch. Okie dokie. You've spoken with our apprentices, so what manner of mischief has been keeping them up late at night? They wish us to check this. None of the item descriptions had really anything, but you know, the usual. They made all of these completely unaided. If they want my honest opinion, it's good enough to assemble and present to the Sultana. With this degree of polish, there's no reason why they couldn't handle the rest themselves. Yet I can appreciate the sentimental value in entrusting the finishing touches and the gemstones to you. As our apprentices say, the gemworks wouldn't be what it is without you. And as the Sultana's personal friend, your involvement would imbue the tribute with greater meaning. In addition to symbolizing her grace's faith in us, the gemstones represent the cherished memories of her mother. If any one of us here should have the honor of breathing new life into them, it is you. With that, I shall leave you to it. Remember, should you require additional supplies, you need but speak with Kanchana. I look forward to beholding the finished orchestrion in all its glory. Imagine if I messed up one of the gems from her mother's crown. Oops. Oopsies, hand slipped. Is it ready, Schoolmaster? The orchestrion. Gods, I believe I'm getting butterflies in spite of myself. Oh, I didn't see the... Also made a crown gemworks to tribute for Sultana. Okay. Oh my, this is magnificent! A more refined and elegant orchestrion I have never seen. Why, I can already see it gracing the Sultana's chamber, its music imbuing her slumber with sweet dreams. Such a grand tribute calls for a grand occasion in which to present it. And as the creators, suffice to say, you and the apprentices must be in attendance. I shall arrange for the Crown Gemworks to have an audience with her grace. Until that time, let all keep the nature of the tribute in confidence. Your orchestrion I shall leave in your safekeeping, Aurora. At that appointed hour, pray take it to the palace entrance on the royal promenade. State your business to the Sultan sworn on duty, and he will show you in. I shall see you there. Don't tell me we're going to the Sultana's bedchambers. Last time I was there, bad things happened. PTSD kicks in. Flashbacks occur. Not again. Not like this. Aurora of the Crown Gemworks, we've been expecting you. You have the article to be presented, I trust? I sure do. You're good. Lest you wonder, your colleagues have already arrived. I shall take you to join them. Her Grace will receive you in her chambers. No! Are you serious? Oh my god. The trauma. Oh my god! Be at ease, my friends. I'm informed you are come with a gift. Yes, Your Grace. A humble token of gratitude from the apprentice goldsmiths for the generosity you have shown them. Do we get to see what it actually looks like? Is it gonna be just a standard, like, shelf orchestrate? Oh! No, it is. Okay. Where are the gems? Do mine eyes deceive? Does it not please you, Your Grace? How should it not please me? 'Tis the very thing I desired, yet was resigned to never find. And the jewels that adorn it, they are familiar to me and comfortingly so. Could they be? Indeed, Your Grace. We took the liberty of using jewels from your lady mother's crown. try it? It's yours. Not would please us more, Your Grace. Which was a collaboration between the apprentices, who crafted and assembled the primary components, and their schoolmaster Nix, who handled the finishing touches. I gave the crown willingly, expecting naught in return. Yet here it is returned to me and reborn in magnificent form. I'm grateful beyond words, not only for this gift, but also what it represents. You're coming into your own as goldsmiths, ready to contribute to the future of your homeland. From the first, I had every faith in you, Aurora. But even so, I dared not to hope that this day would come so soon. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Yeah! Everyone nods. A happier audience we couldn't have expected. Now then, ere we return to Ralger's Reach, may I suggest we gather at the Goldsmiths Guild? Yes. You set out to repay the Sultana, and you have succeeded in the grandest fashion. I am truly happy for you. Master Marcel beheld the orchestrion for the first time, and was deeply impressed. He makes his way here even as we speak, doubtless with words of praise. Though if I may add, when he called, he sounded uncharacteristically flustered. We have a situation on our hands. Oh dear. What could this be about? No sooner did I return to Ishtami's than I was flooded with orders for the self-same orchestrion that you presented to the Sultana. It seems that word has gotten out of the Crown Gemworks tribute for her grace. Well, does not, if rife with rumors, it happened with such speed, beggars belief. That's passing odd. No one else was in attendance save ourselves. And afterwards, we came directly to the guild. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was me. On the way here, I bumped into Momodi, and I must have let it slip. I see. If Miss Momodi knows, then it's fair to say that so does everyone. Far be it her grace's intent to publicize her initiative, but neither did she expressly forbid us from speaking. You've done no ill, Miss Serendipity. On the contrary, you've done extremely well. From the perspective of commerce, the merchant in me is fairly giddy at the opportunities this presents. So what say you all? My Ishtami's aesthetics have the honor of carrying Gemworks orchestrations as an Alamegan specialty? Are you serious? Our handiwork sold at a prestigious place like Ishtami's? Are we ready for this? Don't worry, brother. We've got the schoolmaster at our backs, remember? I think not. Lest you forget, my apprentices, you are at the heart of this initiative, and relying upon the schoolmaster would take the shine off your tail. I concur with that assessment. Furthermore, for all intents and purposes, a product synonymous with Alamigo has been born this day. In other words, Nyx has fulfilled her role as stipulated by the Sultana, and with distinction besides. It would not be meet to demand more of her. We'll manage by ourselves somehow. I know we will, so you needn't worry. Yes, that's the spirit. Now, even though Aurora won't always be on hand like before, I'm sure she'll visit Rauga's Reach whenever she's able. You may rest assured that Emelith won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Near or far, you'll always be our Schoolmaster Nyx, and we'll always be waiting for you. Miss Emelith, if I might trouble you for a moment of your time, I should very much like to discuss the matter of supply. And ere we go our separate ways, allow me to say to you all what an honor and privilege it has been to be a part of this tale. Suffice to say, I shall continue to watch the Crown Gemworks with great interest and ever pray for its success. Till next time, my friends. Finally. It only took 4 years. 4 years of putting that off. To what do I owe the honor, Schoolmaster? Let's see. Your superstition warding skills proved oh so important in your recent adventures. We knew about this. I was asking about the others. Parts. Oh, they don't mention them. Okay. No time like the present. Exactly. We did it! Yay! Those quests are finally done. Finally done. Now let us go to our, my favorite class. It is finally time to go do the Cosmic Exploration, quest. And to be honest, I'm really glad that I have those quests done now. With much aplomb, we have achieved every last aim outlined for Alsatia. We thank you for making this success a reality. Sad that I missed it, but glad to have been even a part of it at any point in this. Oh, I get giddy. Okay. Let's do this. The Songs of Distant Trees.
Ah, there you are, Aurora. All the greenery starts to blur together after a while, doesn't it? Have you learned your way around?
I know it like my own backyard. I've been doing so many of those, treasure maps.
At last, I return! Vast as these ruins are, I do believe I have officially named everything. Welcome back, Naming Way. I saw your submissions on my Exo tablet, and suffice to say, they're already a hit with the crew. Glad to be of service, as always. And I look forward to sharing my many discoveries. In the meanwhile, we've been investigating the inner workings of Grandma Laurel. There's a green crystal at her core, not unlike the Uedron on Oasis. In this case, however, the problem isn't a mere lack of ether, but also all old age wearing down the components. Thus, I asked dailies and her team to make careful repairs alongside their analysis, and guess what? owing to the knowledge gained on Oasis, she says they're already nearly done. So what say we pay our dear grandma a visit,
Whoa. Huge. Okay, how do I want to get here? Probably take this and then that on it. Wait, this way. Wrong one. Over there. Excuse me. Never seen so much data. Okay, it's time. I'm excited for this. This is my first time seeing this, mind you. Alright? Goes on and on. This city must have been truly vast. So true, so true. We gotta open new routes to other structures too. I can't wait to explore this.
Oh, Grandma Laura, what sage wisdom have you for us? Right then, let's go inside and see how the team is faring.
What? Good timing, you lot. Now that we fixed it up, we believe this arcane circuit can reactivate the core system, and we need only supply ether of like signature. We were just about to give it a go. Hello?
Trunk network sleep mode disengaged. Redefining chlorophyll protocols. Is that a Voyager? Did they just speak to us?
Wait, that wasn't the Echo? I can think of no explanation but that. In order to bypass the language barrier, this entity is attuned to our very minds.
What? Protocols active. Heed us, Shatterer of Slumber.
I'm talking like a robot for some reason.
Through this synthesis of knowledge, do we choose peace? Speak unto you. But to whom do we speak? To what end would you bid us part from our ambrosial dream? We hail from stars beyond, seeking the wisdom of our forebears in cosmic sojourn. That is not easy. Essentially, we found your navigational chart on a gravity-torn star and wanted to know more about you. Does that make sense?
Zai Elenwat, the Wasteland.
Long has it been since we were forced to abandon it. You've traveled far. Tell us more. After you left, did you continue to voyage there regularly for supplies of ore? And was it not that overuse of gravitational magics which created the anomalies that exist there today? How accurate is my hypothesis? An impressive deduction in harmony with the truth.
What the heck?
Such intelligence in itself is an unreliable indication, but your organic pulses bespeak no savagery. This is well. Had you any ill intent towards us or our star, we would have been forced to take certain measures. But if you seek only to know the forest, then we may grant you a guide. What is your answer?
Setting aside the troubling nature of your other settlement, or your other statement.
Yes, I think that sounds lovely.
Wait. Time out. Chlorophyll. Oh no. oh no.
What's happening?
Receive of us this terminal blood. So long as you show us no hostility, we will cooperate in kind.
More lifelike than a mammoth, yet unmistakably inorganic. And you say this has all the knowledge of the star? Think of the impact this will have on our research. The bliss of corrections and corroborations. We simply must seize this chance.
I confess, I've seen quite a bit of your star already and given names to all my favorite sites. In fact, I was planning to take Aurora here on a grand tour and tell her all about them, but frankly, I'd rather hear your names.
Our names? Then perhaps you would care to know what we call ourselves. Najalvi?
Najalvi?
Najalvi.
I'll go with that. Alright, I'm gonna just say my thought out into existence. Is there a possibility that some of the chopping and destruction of the plants in mechops and things could be seen as hostile towards plant-like creatures? Because no, not the ads. This is like the main. Okay, we'll wait a moment. We'll wait for the ads to run. I don't want to push them because this could end up being a super long thematic and go on for a while, and I want to discuss. So, in about 30 seconds on Twitch, there's going to be 3 minutes of ads. Twitch forces this. There'll be a thing in the chat. But I will not continue the quest. We do have 3 snoozes, but that's only 15 minutes. And what if I want to pause and discuss? I would rather get the 3 minutes over and done with than have it pop up in 15 minutes when we're like directly in the middle of something. So we'll give it just let it go. Let it happen. Let's get it done. And then we can continue on. Because I'd rather not have them run in the middle of a cutscene. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if you could see them still. Yeah, my dashboard still says 0 out of 3 for whatever reason. I think there's something wrong with my OBS reflecting them. But I can see them in my actual Twitch dashboard. So it's definitely something wrong on, like, the OBS end, which is unshocking. It's cool up here. Are we gonna get an aetheryte up here? So are we okay to walk on the grass here? These are exactly my thoughts. I'm... Not anytime soon. So wait, okay, hold. Hey, thank you for the follow. What on earth was these aetheryte placements then? You're overthinking it. Yeah, but I'm an overthinker. I should like to join the tour, but alas, I'm obligated to supervise things here. You and Naming Way have everything well in hand, I trust. This is crazy! I still have 65 of these Ozaisha drone modules, and I will probably have so many more. Literally the only way I've been getting through them is by, like, putting on, like, TV show and then just mindlessly going and doing them. I had over 100 of these at one point, and I only put a dent in, like, 40 of them. I think I had even more than that. I don't understand how they didn't change them from Oasis. Yeah. Alright, we're back.
We are a terminal of the Trunk Network, a branch briefly split from the Great Tree. A chance to speak to a Voyager. Or is it many Voyagers? Either way, it's all of my name days have come at once! Oh, Aurora, what a grand opportunity this is! Come, let us learn of the Najalvi and their home. Each bud is rooted unseen to the Trunk Network. All that is witnessed, every word spoken, flows as fallen rain through the forest. A direct connection to the mainframe, I suppose? Splendid. There is not like to be more reliable guide. Our fair city, alive once more, has grown in unexpected ways through your intervention, but not unpleasant ones. It all looks so small from up here, doesn't it? Puts one in mind of an elder watching over their little ones. Well, that's what inspired the names of Grandma Laurel, the purposely positioned towerlings in the family net route which connects them. Family takes many forms in the cosmos. Our new generations would sprout every few turns of the sun, following the great pollination. We operates are mostly familiar with the life cycles of the people of Aetheris. I imagine much is different for botanical beings like yourselves. Scintillating.
Is it the same thing? Oh, yeah, it's the same thing. Whoopsies. The great pollination.
Given the placement of Grandma Laurel, I inferred this to be the city center, hence Core Shroud. Similarly, we called this region Lanisil TA. In your words, central administration. Great minds think alike then. I can imagine large crowds commuting up and down these streets. There was a sizable population of Najalvi prior to your slumber, I hope? Did they all look like you?
Just so. We were born of seed and soil. As eons passed, our roots grew and the stars' sacred power granted us autonomy. You call this power ether or magic. As our understanding of it blossomed, we shaped forest into foundation, city into civilization. You would be right at home in the Twelves would. But while we had our suspicions, it's almost unbelievable that this was constructed through purely arcane means. Yet you are possessed of skills honed without the use of any sacred power. To us, that is the miracle.
But we operates were blessed with talents by dint of our creation. Far more special are our contributions from Aetheris, like Aurora. They began entirely from scratch. This cultural exchange is off to a fascinating start, is it not? Let us show our new friend where we conduct our many operations.
Okay, so we just talked with that one. We're gonna go down there, get that one. Any other ones? Not yet, okay.
Whee!
Oh, wow. This is a hell of a view. Mech operative directive, eradicate toxic weeds. Maybe time out on that for a moment. I'm gonna talk to them first. This form makes traversal tiresome. If only we could wield our displacement powers.
We've been making use of the transport vessels and drones left scattered around. Timber drones, I call them. Are they Najalvi inventions?
Yes, we built roads to bridge the treetops, then developed vehicles to facilitate high-speed travel. Teleportation too was common. Meanwhile, the flying Zicero, or cared for the trees, orbiting the city to bathe each in light in its turn.
Little wonder the city fell into disrepair without them. Good infrastructure requires upkeep. Everything from street sweeping to floodplain management.
It should be this one.
Here we are in the Timber Lodge, local outpost for the Cosmic Exploration Initiative, and the point of origin for all our expeditions, be they on foot or by starship.
This served as a harbor for we, Najalvi, as well. We would first teleport ourselves to one of the 2 moons, and from there, journey into the stars.
Of course! Alternating relay points would necessarily reduce the strain inflicted by the gravitational magics, explaining the absence of anomalies like those we found on Oasis.
Yes, as a result, we did not realize our sacred power could have such adverse effects. When we alighted upon the Wasteland Star, we discovered a mystical stone, like unto the dew of 1,000 trees. A mere pebble was enough to make the spirit flourish, allowing the sacred power within us to grow all the more.
And so poor Oasis's fate was sealed,
As is ours, since I've decided we're off to
Pylis Pergola next.
I have more questions that want for answers.
Where are we going? Over there. Okay, this time we're gonna use the ether, right? Because that's like right next to it.
Might this region hold some special significance for the Najalvi?
Perceptive. Once this was Toljaya Zephyr, where we luxuriated in the sun's blessings. But as the veins of dewstone ran dry, we began to wither. A choice was upon us: seek a substitute from another star, or suffer stagnation without the sacred power. Some courageous few journeyed back to the back into the great expanse, never to be heard from again. We are those who remain. Forgive me, I was rather hoping to cheer you up, but I see the full picture. But I think I see the full picture. You were fighting for the hope of tomorrow,
just as we did under threat of the final days. And you know, no matter the outcome, I think that in itself is quite admirable.
We are grateful for your kind words.
Last but not least, I say we take a moment to contemplate the fruitful union of city and woodland. To Full Bloom Gardens!
So they also suffered the final days. Oh. Hold. So you're telling me a plant-based life form, one of those little dudes driving these cars around? Imagine just dude just chilling in traffic. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Taking the view.
On Aetheris, it is quite uncommon to see paved roads so close to the murmur of fountains and forests. Is there anything in particular that stands out to you, Aurora?
Let's start over here and go in a spiral.
Those granny nickels are made of solid metal and consequently weigh a tons apiece. In a city of green, the glint is harsh indeed.
We call them root silver fruit. Though they would appear to have fallen from the trees, they rise up from within the earth. During the time of our interstellar excursions, it was a rare source of workable metal. Yet even aided by sacred power, we struggled to sculpt with it.
Could it be that your arcane manipulation of plants inadvertently causes these metals to clump up? I should like to get an alchemist's opinion.
Building with triangular windows.
Behold, the trilattice facades, named for the eye-catching windows, naturally. Were these your homes?
We called them Gionulanvir, or sunlit greenhouses. Most served as residences or facilities seeing daily use.
Just as I thought. The expedition team found them empty, so any further details you can provide would be much appreciated.
Tree with pink leaves.
This blushing beauty is a dayspring dew tree, named for its resemblance to the seasonal blossoms of the Far East.
That is a Villig Apiliig, which meaning leaves of eternal spring. Spring is that you know of this concept would suggest your star has seasons as well. Alsatia has a temperate climate with 9 distinct stages of spring. Throughout it all, the Villig Apiliig never sheds its leaves. Tower and crystal.
To the south is the rooting towerling and massive growths of indicolite. Larger than even the Phedron on Oasis. A logistical nightmare to transport, was it not?
No. The Elnia was much smaller when we harvested it from the wasteland. We did not learn until later that it grows with exposure to ambient ether. Like the Dewstone, it was a vital resource upon which we grew reliant for the maintenance of our infrastructure. The Dewstone, however, was used on most all occasions that we called upon the sacred power. Eventually our stores were exhausted, leaving only a fraction deep within the city's core.
That explains the visible absence of Jasper here. Its loss must have been a crisis indeed.
Jasper. Street sign structure.
These Gallic gantries are known as Azatian waygates. I recall seeing similar structures in Garlemald. How are these used, I wonder?
To disseminate news and notices of congested areas to those in wheeled vessels. We regret that this is likely more mundane than you had hoped.
Not at all. It's quite futuristic from our perspective. The city must have been breathtaking back when you had the mineral resources to power it. The great roadway that links each substructure is called the Emerald Nervure. Be sure to watch your step.
To us, this was simply Central 3. That which plummets is most often salvaged by the branches below. Below, concentric rivers embrace the great tree, forming a wetland reservoir.
This may be the most fascinating aspect of Najalvi civilization, the interplay between natural resources and advanced infrastructure.
The words spoken unto this terminal are shared with the forest, but worry not, for they shall bear no judgment. What of us nourishes your mind? How will you water us in kind? Already, your admiration of our roots and branches is pleasant as a spring breeze.
Goodness, we've learned so much! Have your burgeoning questions been tended to, or shall we request another sprinkling of insight?
My garden of knowledge has been thoroughly watered. I don't think there's... I mean, I have more questions, but I don't think this will answer them.
Wonderful! I myself have greatly enjoyed the contrast between the names I coined and the Najalvi originals.
That as well. Likewise, our first brush with extraterrestrials has been a novel experience.
Ah, yes. I expect such encounters are exceedingly uncommon. All the more reason to celebrate ours! Incidentally, Ray, forgive the impertinent question, but where do your bodies rest? Is there a facility we've simply yet to find?
Our bodies? Those who remain on this star chose to lay roots deep in the earth. Entwined in sleep, we lift our arms to the sun. The rustling of leaves, our hymn to the world. Can you not hear us? I knew it. I knew it. They're the trees. Oh God. Oh no.
You mean to say the trees of Alsatia?
Together we endure through ages untold. No one exists among the many. There is only the forest. And the forest sleeps, memories indistinguishable from dreams, fleeting as bubbles in a stream. The bud to which you speak too is part of the system that safeguards our slumber. But even in our stillness, the forest grows, feeding upon the star's remaining power. Without our former bodies, we are powerless to prune as we once did. The very stasis by which we hope to staunch our avarice sowed the seeds of our destruction. As millennia passed and engorged tendrils began to throttle the natural order, our systems failed, and we lay dreaming. Had you and yours not arrived, one day we would have withered, and never even noticed we were rotting. That, to us, would be the only true death.
Dear me, how dreadful.
Imagine our surprise to find instead the suffocating shroud trimmed back, relieving the undue strain upon the star. Okay, see, that's see, that's how they do it. That's how they're explaining it. Okay. Our once forsaken city pulses with new life, our trees anointed with new names, and we are happy. In your coming, you have healed our home.
Then the long journey was worth every malm. And with such wonderful traveling companions, too. Joy shared is joy doubled, wouldn't you say, Aurora?
Hell yeah.
Speaking of which, I expect Searching Way will want to hear of this. Both of you pray accompany me back to his side post haste.
Anybody who chops more trees is evil. I haven't done my carpentry, or my, I haven't finished my other relics yet. I haven't even started on botany. No, see, we're just pruning. We're just, you know, helping trim. It's okay. Everything's fine. I knew they were the trees. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Plant-based life form and everything's covered in plants. I knew they were somehow... Getting some pictures of everything while I can. All the fish are literally plants. They even call them fish. Listen.
Silly me, I can't stop smiling. Where even to begin?
Though our intent was to teach, we found ourselves enlightened. Welcome back, you lot. Anything of interest? A lot.
Welcome back, my friends. How was it seeing the sights with a native of Alsatia? They had much to teach us about their history, and that was only the beginning.
Now tell them we're the saviors of the star. Oh, Don't you know who I am? Let's do it. Let's be goofy.
Yes, I wanted to mention that especially, and also.
Yeah, we saved them. We're cool. We're awesome. We're heroes.
I'm speechless to think our exploration of Alsatia was a matter of life and death for Najalvi themselves.
The researcher could ask for better results.
On behalf of the forest,
You have our gratitude. But that you preserved us in our slumber isn't the half of it. You sought to know of us, to entwine your roots with ours. Wheresoever our path wends, henceforth we go with you, until our canopy reaches across the stars. May you share in the joy of it.
to humble explorers like myself and my comrades, such words are an honor indeed. Yet, it will take time to develop a full understanding of Alsatia's erstwhile civilization, half buried as it is. To that end, there's plenty more I would learn about your people. If we're to be stewards of your story, we must needs recount it with clarity.
Gotta get the pictures. Rest assured, the research team will spare no effort, be it on Azacia, Oasis, Fena, or any stars we may hope to reach in the future. This journey, beyond Aetherius, has had a great influence upon my outlook as a scholar. Working on the Ragnarok, my conviction was that a civilization could never truly outlive its architects. Even as I desperately filled the Bibliotheca Historia, it was in service of our people's survival, or rather than that of the knowledge itself. But if on some distant day others might come to see us as we see the Najalvi, perhaps that legacy is enough.
Hear, hear! And what Lopperit hasn't found something worth carrying back with them on this grand venture? Whether it be a star's sordid history, a brilliant innovation, or a desperate dream, naught needs wither so long as we're here to tend the garden.
As a token of our budding connection, we offer this terminal to take on your journey. Through its eyes will we see pleasant dreams a while longer. Very well. Might we entrust it into your care, Aurora? Me?
I dare say our new traveling companion is in need of a proper name. Yes? Let's discuss. To restore radiance to a city, to breathe new life into the leaves, it feels as though we've achieved something truly special. But the Cosmic Exploration Initiative has only just sprouted. Star by star, will one day lay roots across the universe.
Buddy and Najalvi rolled into one. Bud V! As you have completed 50 stellar missions on I've completed more than that. On Alsacia, you are eligible to undertake an additional quest. Seek out Mamuko to learn of ways you might further benefit the initiative. Furthermore, something appears to be weighing on Naming Way's mind. Speak to Searching Wayne, perhaps you can be of assistance. Please be mindful of your character level when exiting cosmic exploration zones. Yeah. If you're going back to the Ends Vale, remember. This diminutive relic of the Najalvi was brought forth by their knowledge construct, which had awakened with the reactivation of Alsatia city systems. First introduced as a terminal, it was given its present name following the consultation with Namingly, in the hope that it will see you through on your journeys.
Not only the Budvi, but the forest, the city, all of it joined at the roots.
Can I do anything? Let's see. Pet? No, not quite. Okay, beckon? No. Nothing. Fair enough. Okay, so we have an additional quest. We also have a quest over there. We've got the side quests and things of this one still to do, but it is getting quite late and my voice is going. Let me just see. Okay. I really want to continue it, but my throat is just scratchy. We'll have to save the rest of the quests for the next one. Chat, it's been a pleasure. We've gotten so much done. I finally finished those 3 quest lines for my classes. We got that done. Got a few dailies. Didn't get all the dailies that I wanted to do, but honestly, I'm more proud of the fact that we got those quests done. And we've learned about what's going on Alsatia to, like, this is kind of crazy. It's really fun. It's really special. It's very neat. Very, very neat. All right. Miss Cupcakes is playing a game called Leave It Alone, which feels somewhat on topic to what we just did. So I'm gonna send you over that way. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening. There's the Discord. It's where we hang out, do stuff together, all that jazz. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I will see you on Wednesday.